Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Savannah J. Goins, author of The Goithinian, and today I'm going to talk about some New Year's resolutions and goals and tips for how to accomplish your own. Why that your resolutions haven't worked in the past and ways that I'm implementing this year to help me reach my goals that will hopefully be helpful to you too. So part of this, some of my tips for getting things done, was requested by Teresa Beasley. Hey girl, thanks for requesting this. I hope you'll find this helpful. I'm going to link below to some other videos I've done on helpful tips for writing things done in the past. And today I'm not going to readdress those same things. I'm just going to mention a couple of new things that I'm doing this year. So I feel like there's a little bit of a difference between a goal and a resolution. A goal is a thing you want to accomplish. It's an end result you want to achieve, and a resolution is kind of your decision to change some habits and some of the ways you do things in order to reach that goal. Like if your goal is to get in better shape or to lose 20 pounds, your resolution is your decision to change behaviors, change your diet options, your diet decisions, and to, work out more, try to watch TV less, or, walk on the treadmill while you're watching TV, things like that. Those are your resolutions, your decisions to change your behaviors in order to get a different outcome than you've gotten in the past with your behaviors that are currently your habit. So I have some goals I'm going to go to in a minute, but first I'm going to talk about a resolution that I've made in order to help me achieve those, and this I think will be really helpful to you guys, even if your goals are different than mine. So basically, you need to set yourself up for success. Changing the habits that you have in place right now is what is going to set yourself up for success. So you've heard before the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. In order to set yourself up for success for your goals this year, you have to change some behaviors. So in order to reach really two of my biggest goals for this year, I need to focus on only writing in my time that I have between when I get up in the morning and when I start working. So actually I get up at 5 and I get ready and I go to work and I actually write at work because the parking situation is so horrible. If I don't get to work by like 6:15, I will be walking even farther, and it's a really awful far walk right now in the winter anyway. So I get to work really early, and I work at a university, so there's lots of great like study places where I can go and write. So I have my writing time in the morning at work before I actually go into work and clock in. And I've been spending that time doing a lot of different things. I call it my writing time, but it's really time that I'm accomplishing writing related things, not necessarily writing. Mostly not writing, because writing related things are easier to do than actually making myself write. So in order to accomplish some of my big goals, I'm devoting that time solely to writing. I'm not going to be posting on Instagram, and you guys can hold me accountable to this. I might take a photo that I can post later, but I am not going to be posting to Instagram at that time, and I'm not going to be checking emails at that time. Nobody needs a response from me so fast that I have to send an email at that time. No emergencies are happening. I'm not missing out on anything important. I'm focusing just on working on my work in progress for that time. And if I do that, I'll actually be spending so many more hours a week focused on that than I was before. So I'm changing my behavior. I've made a resolution basically to change some habits and not get distracted with posting pictures of my coffee mug and stuff like that during that time. And something else that's really helpful with that, so basically one of the biggest problems is if I plan to get to work by 6:15 and write between 6:15 and 8, an hour and 45 minutes of time is really valuable. But if something happens and I'm delayed getting ready and I get to work later and I've only got from like 6:52 until 8 o'clock to write, I'm like, well, I lost a whole bunch of time, so I might as well just goof off. It doesn't matter. And that's so not true, but that's an excuse my brain makes for me to not accomplish things that I want to. And I'm going to stop letting that happen when I do get there late. But because I tend to work better when I do get there on time and start writing at 6:15, I have put some other resolutions or habit changes in place in order to do that. So I was recently listening to The Miracle Morning. I'll have to look up the author's name, but The Miracle Morning, I'll link it below. Really good book. I was already getting up early, but there's a lot of other great tips he has in there. I've started journaling because of that book, and there's just a lot of great things. But one of the things he said as you're trying to develop your miracle morning is to put your alarm somewhere that you can't just turn it off from bed. So actually earlier in December I plugged my phone in our bathroom, so I have to get out of the warm covers, walk across the bedroom, hopefully not trip on a mess, and get to the bathroom to turn off my alarm. By the time I get there, I'm a little bit more awake than when I would just turn it off from bed. And I'm out of bed, so I can't, if I turn it off, I still have to walk back to bed, and it's like more of a, I feel more guilty doing that, and I'm less likely to do that because of the alarm being all the way over there. So the other thing that goes with that though is I have to have warm, really, really warm like sweats to put on after I get out of bed in my pajamas because it's really cold here right now. There's like 7 inches of snow out there right now, and I hate the cold. I really hate the cold. I don't like getting out of the warm covers and being cold. So I'm hugely tempted to get back under the warm covers as long as I can to stay warm. So a habit that I've changed is I always lay out really warm clothes in the bathroom the night before so that I can, as soon as I get up, before I can be tempted to get back under the covers, I just put on some warm sweats and a warm sweatshirt and slippers and my bathrobe and like just everything to help me get really warm because if I have to be cold, I won't, and I will go back under the covers. So that's something that I've decided to change. Another habit I've changed in the morning is doing everything I can to prep my lunch and my breakfast the night before. So, I'm not getting stuck trying to make sandwiches and like get stuff together that morning because that will delay me and make me get to work late. So by making these changes, I actually have been getting there on time more often, and I think with some practice and continuing to do them, it'll just keep getting better, and I'll really always be writing between 6:15 and 8, which would be hugely, hugely valuable to my schedule and toward helping me reach these goals. Okay, so now for my three main goals for the year. I have a lot of little goals, but I'm not going to go into all of those in this video at least. I'm just going to talk about my three main goals. First of all, I want to publish the Crevibanian by the end of the year. That's the sequel to the Gwythinian, which is, look, it's right here. Here's the Gwythinian, shameless plug. So I want to publish the sequel to that. It came out in November 2017, so I thought that I would be producing it last year, but with stuff that was happening with my full-time job and everything, I just did not have the money to put it out there at the quality that I would like to. So I wasn't able to produce it last year, but I did actually just get it back from my editor not too long ago, and I'm going to be working on that and hopefully able to produce it by the end of the year. So, not hopefully, I will produce it by the end of the year. That is a goal, it is a decision I have made, it will be produced by the end of this year. And my second goal that goes along with that, I really want to be writing full-time or doing writing-related things full-time. I like the job that I have right now, but I would love to be working from my new beautiful office and just to be able to stay home and just work from home and do all the things that I really like to do that way. So that's something I want to do towards getting toward reaching that like long-term goal and towards producing the Crevibanian is to start doing some things to actually make some money as a freelancer. I've done a little bit of editing and that's been good, but I really want to do some more things. So I'm actually starting to develop a course that I will be offering. I don't have a date yet, but soon-ish. I'm actually going to be working on that a lot this afternoon. And by the time this video goes out, I don't think I will have announced it yet. I may announce it in another video, but there's a course that I will be developing that's going to be my first kind of jump into freelancing other than the little bit of editing that I've done. So I'm not hoping to make like massive amounts of money from it, but I'm hoping to make enough money from sales of that course, which will be offering a valuable service to other writers. I'm hoping to make enough money from that to be able to produce the Crevibanian by the end of the year. So I've still got to pay for the greatest amount of editing, which is really expensive, and for the cover design, which is not as expensive but also expensive, and some other little things like the formatting is not very expensive, but I have a lot of those two big things to pay for, and then I really want to do a lot of giveaways and pre-sale incentives and fun things, and I just can't do that without making some extra money beforehand. So that is another one of my goals, to get that done, to at least have a rough draft of that course finished by the end of January and to start selling it hopefully in February. And then my third goal, this is kind of the one I'm the most excited about. This is my book. The working title right now, you've probably heard me say, is Fire Drakes and Aquasaurs. It has a new title that fits it much better. I love Fire Drakes and Aquasaurs, but I've gotten to know the story enough after working on it so much for the past like 3 months. I've really focused on it, and Fire Drakes and Aquasaurs is a fun name, but it was never going to be the actual title. That was always the working title, and it was just until I found the right title, and I have found the right title, and it is so amazing, and I'm going to share it in an upcoming video. But my goal is to actually query this one, and I'm going to try traditional publishing. It's not because I haven't loved self-publishing. I absolutely do love it, and I'm planning to continue self-publishing for forever somewhat, you know, but I want to try traditional publishing as well. I don't think a lot of people have opinions about one or the other, and some people have very strong opinions. But all I know is what I've heard from other people about traditional publishing, so I really want to try both of them so I can decide which one I like best, or if I would just want to do both for forever. I have my whole life to do, you know, whichever or both. So this year I'm going to a couple of conferences in July, and they haven't released their agent list yet, but once they do, the first agents I'm going to be really researching are the ones that are going to be at those conferences. And if I do see some, I'm hoping I will see some that I want to pitch to. And my plan is to go ahead and buy the pitch sessions with those people, as long as they have people that I do want to potentially work with. So if I've already bought the pitch session, I've got to have it pitch ready by then. So that's kind of what I'm going toward right now. If I find out that I don't like any of those agents, I think Pitch Wars is in August, so that will keep my goal about on track and maybe just give me a smidge more time to research some other people to pitch to. So those are my three main goals, and I'm basically, in the past, I've kind of said, you know, I'm going to work on this at this time, and then if I felt like working on something else, I was like, well, it's still a writing related thing, so I'll still work on it. But then I ended up getting a lot of like fun visual things done, but not actually doing any of the writing that I need to do. So in order to reach these giant writing goals that I have for this year, I'm going to be working with very focused intensity on my works in progress in the morning. I'm switching every other month. The rest of January, I'm working on Fire Drakes and Aquasaurs. And then in February, I'm going to be working on the Creevabania, and I'll be switching off every other month. So when one of the manuscript is with me, it will, while I'm working on that one, the other one is going to be with alpha readers or beta readers or my editor. Things are going to be happening with both of them, but I will only be focusing on one per month. And I think with these new habits I'm setting in place, I'm going to be able to achieve those really important goals, and I'm really excited about that. So let me know what you guys think about these things. Let me know if you're excited to hear the actual real title of Fire Drakes and Aquasaurs and what goals and resolutions you're putting in place to help you make those goals this year. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if there's any courses or services you would like to see from me, please let me know in the comments down below, or send me an email. Let me know what you think. I would totally love to hear, you know, what I think the community needs may not be what the community actually needs, because I can only see what I can see. So please share anything you can with me. That would be super helpful. And so if you found this video helpful, please give it a like to support my channel. And if you'd like to see more writing tips and some more exciting information about things upcoming that I'm going to be producing for you guys, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as soon as I post on Mondays, you can ring the bell icon. And I hope you guys have fun making words happen, and I will see you next time.